Hello, beautiful people. This is about dating on potential or dating for potential. Now, we hear a lot of this, especially when it comes to women, because personally, I don't think it has been really based on potential, especially when it comes to men. So, men typically, as far as I can see, in my experience, they date on what they see. Men are visual people. We already know that. So, if you don't already present the qualities that they want or that they feel that they need, they're probably not going to pursue you in a serious way. So, that's the first important fact that I wanted to mention, that men usually don't date on potential because another reason is historically they haven't really had to, because there was just a set expectation for the woman and that they would be the breadwinner and the provider. So potential as far as money or economics was concerned was not even an issue. They just wanted to know, can she cook? Is her mom a good mom? Therefore, she will probably be a good mom. Is she respectable? She carries herself well. So they based it, like I said, on what it is they actually saw that was in front of them. However, on the other side, on the flip side, women have a double-edged sword to deal with, because we're expected to date for potential, okay? And then again, we're condemned for dating for potential. And I'm going to try to break that down a little bit. Now, we're expected to date on potential because sometimes a man may not always be where he wants to be or needs to be. Maybe he has to go through school. Maybe he needs some more life experience. Maybe he's not of age, especially if you both are the same age. That's why I think a lot of the times historically younger women married older men, or older men wanted or married younger women, because women wanted men that were already established or more established, and that was a part of that reason. And then the other part for that is the fact that women are also condemned for dating for potential, especially if things go wrong. So if things go wrong and she said, oh, well, I give him a chance, then people will turn it back around on her and say, oh, well, you should have known better. You should have saw the signs. You should have did this. You should have done that. So it's like I said, a double-edged sword for women anyway. We're expected to date for potential and give men a chance. And then at the same time, you could be talked down to or belittled for actually giving someone a chance based on potential. So that's a decision that woman has to make in that particular relationship. All right. And something she has to decide on for herself. Now, some criteria and things that you need to actually keep in mind when it comes to dating for potential is you're never really going to know what the end outcome is going to be. And that goes for anything in life, but you're never really going to know what the end result is going to be until it's actually all done and over. You can date someone for potential and they turn out to be a total and complete bum. You can date someone on potential and they turn out to be more than what you expected. That potential could come to fruition in a year. It could come to fruition in 10. It could come to fruition in 20. You could be with someone and they not meet their potential, and then you end up breaking up with them, not being with them, and then they meet their potential when they're with someone else. That's just how the cookie crumbles. But some things that you can look for and you want to keep in mind when you do have dating for potential on your mind is age. Okay, if you're dating for potential, you have to keep in mind age. Is this person young? Is this person in college? Do they want to go to college? What type of career or trade are they trying to pursue? How long is that going to take? So someone in college is much different than someone that's already 40 years old. Okay, I'm not going to say you can't. What I'm going to say is, if it's someone in college and they're a younger man, a younger person, a younger woman, it's much more acceptable to date based on potential, because you don't have the time yet. You don't have the experience yet on this earth. However, if you are 40, if you even 30 or 35 years old, okay, and you are in the dating world, in the dating pool, and someone is telling you and you're hearing about dating for potential, that's probably something you need to take into consideration, and that probably should be scratched off the top of your list, especially when it comes to dating for potential at that age. At a certain age, there should be certain things that have already been established. I understand people have things that they go through in life, they fall on hard times. I'm not talking about those extenuating circumstances. I'm talking about, look, just someone who's just been, bumping through life trying to figure it out, and they're 40 and they want someone else to date them on potential. That's not fair, and you have to take that in consideration. So that's the first thing, is age. Another thing you need to look at when it comes to dating someone based on potential is their track record. You have to look at someone's history, their dating history. How do they do things? What have they done in the past? How have their relationships gone in the past? How have their jobs gone in the past? Do they keep jobs for a long time? Do they have a career, or do they just have jobs that they change every 2 years? You have to look at people's track records when it comes to different important things in life. How do they treat their family? Do they take care of certain things like that are important? Do they maintain their homes? Do they maintain their cars? Do they pay their bills on time? Do they take care of the children that they already have? Another thing is, do they finish what they start? That's something that's very important to look at when you're dating someone based on potential or what they could become. If this is someone that doesn't ever finish anything, they have a new entrepreneur view or something they're interested in every month is something new, that's probably not going to be someone that's going to have stick-to-itness and actually meet their potential in any meaningful time frame anyway. Okay, it might take that person 20, 30 years, especially if that's how they conduct themselves. Another thing is, do they do what they say? So that kind of feeds into, do they finish what they start? So does a person show up on time? Do they do what they say they're going to do? When they make statements or promises to people, do they keep them? Do they constantly break dates, break deals, break relationships and partnerships over lying and things of that nature? So you have to look at little things like that when it comes to potential. So that's age. Look at their track record concerning everything. Do they finish what they start, and do they do what they say? So if you're basing it on potential, then you have to be okay with the fact, or you have to be okay if nothing ever changes. And that's what a lot of people get wrong, and that's where a lot of us go wrong, especially when we're dating and we're looking for something more serious or looking for marriage, is when you accept that person, you decide to accept that person. And if you're dating for potential, you also have to, you just have to, for your sanity and for the benefit of the person that you're with. You have to consider and remember, if nothing ever changes, if that person never changes, if they always stay where they are mentally and how they think, if they always stay where they are financially, if they always stay in the job or the career that they're in right now while you're dating them, there's never a salary increase, there's never any advancement of any sort, there's never any pursuance of higher education, will you be okay with that? There's nothing wrong with dating with potential, but the other half of that is, are you okay if nothing ever changes? Because you cannot make anyone do anything. You can't make them have a drive. You can't make them have a go-getter spirit. People are who they are, and they grow. If they grow, they're going to grow in their own time, not based on what anyone else wants them to do. And if they do it based on what you want them to do, they're going to resent you, and the relationship is probably going to end up ending anyway. Dating for potential can be dangerous, because if you're young and you're dating for potential, it can be dangerous because you can end up wasting a whole lot of time. Movie that comes to mind when I think about this and wasting a whole lot of time is the movie Acrimony with Taraji P. Henson. I personally saw that movie. I was mad. I got upset. I thought it was all the man's fault. It was his fault she couldn't have children because he was unfaithful to her while they were dating in college, and she got into this accident. I know that her actions led to the accident that caused it, but her action was a reaction to what he was doing. And then she spent all of these years being the breadwinner, taking care of him, supporting his dreams and goals, and giving him time and chance after chance to try to get it off the ground. And I understand that things just take off whenever they take off, but she put a lot of time and energy into that relationship. She ended up not being able to have children as a result of the accident from years earlier. Personally, I just thought that she deserved a whole lot more than what he gave her. I usually go to the halfway mark, especially if people have been married a very, very long time. I feel that the other party, I'm not going to say man or woman, so people don't think, you know, I'm being biased, but whomever is the breadwinner, and that those people have been together for a very long time, and whomever is the breadwinner, and if that person decides to end the relationship, I feel that the other person is entitled to at least half. That's my opinion. So I feel that Taraji in that movie Acrimony deserved at least half because of all the years she put into that relationship and the fact that she could not have children. And to add insult to injury, he got into a new relationship fairly quickly, and they ended up pregnant, having a child. So I can't imagine how that made her feel. And you can see the result of how that made her feel and with the lengths she went to in that movie. But yeah, and also, so potential can be dangerous if you're a young person, and potential can be extremely dangerous if you're an older person, if you're of age, because at a certain point, like I said, certain things should already be accomplished. And if you're, I'm going to give you an example. If you're a woman or a man and you're 50 years old, you're looking for a partner, you know, to spend the rest of your life with, and you're dating for potential, you're already 50 years old. What is the time frame and what is the life expectancy of people? 70 something years old. So in the next 20-25 years, if that person hasn't met their potential by 50, I mean, let's be realistic here. Okay? So that's my thoughts on dating for potential. If you have anything to add, please add it. I love to hear what you have to say. If you have something to say about what I've said and you disagree or you agree, please add it in the comments. I love communicating with you all back and forth because I learn a lot, and I hope that you learn and gain a lot from what I'm saying as well. So I just want you all to be blessed, and I want you all to be realistic, and I want you all to be true to yourself. If you have your deal breakers, they are your deal breakers for a reason. Don't go back. It's usually never a good idea to go backwards. All right. So thank you all for watching.